Yeah, well, we'll have a chat then, because a couple of you have mentioned, I think it was you, Casey, about SPFL TV. Obviously, that was pioneered years ago. I think it was like 2000, 2001, and I never went through and whatnot. But is this the ideal opportunity for you to introduce something like that? Because for me, what a brilliant chance. I mean, we know how technology's come on. It's no longer a TV channel like it was back then. This would be an online thing. And for me, the opportunity, even if, my team wasn't necessarily on the channel much, which would probably be the case, the opportunity to put money into a pot, even if it's increased, exaggerated amount a month, say 20, £30, and I know it's got a chance of saving other football clubs lower down the pecking order in this country than it's something I had before. And if I'm getting all of these games, highlights of games and, full match replays on a Tuesday afternoon of a game that was on the Saturday, then I'm all for that.
I mean, I'm 100%. I think that this, as I said, obviously to get back, I still want to see fans back ASAP, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So this is, as you said, the perfect opportunity to really kick on and knock us into the 21st century a wee bit here with Scottish football, because I mean, it's just kind of silly things, and I know obviously it's like you get an arguments with Sky and BT here, but you're on like the on demand, say Sky on demand, going through the football. Look at the wealthy Premier League options you've got there to watch. You've got all your Premier League years and kid documentaries and stuff about all different eras and that. Brilliant. Scottish football. I mean, we've all had discussions about this, about trying to get Scottish football stuff for the archives. And I know I obviously got to take a while to build up, but you're talking that this could be a great chance to have that. And as you said, you've got fans of every single team in the country paying into this pot, and hopefully it all gets divided equally. But well, that will happen or no, we don't know. And as you said, it doesn't matter whether the likes of yourselves, Rangers and Celtic, are likely got to be on it anyway, because they're going to be on Sky BT. But you're going to tune in and watch a Hibs at home to Motherwell or whatever, you know what I mean? Because you've got access to it. And as I say, that's a chance to really kick on and really make something of it. And you've got to have, and it's got to be ours, like the fans have got to technically own that, you know what I mean? Well, are major shareholders in it. So no, I'm all for it. And I think that they would be, well, as we've found out in the last couple of months, I mean, nothing straightforward with these guys at the SPFL, but they'd be fools not to go down this path.
Yeah,
as well. So if you're not found as well, like, even over this lockdown period and that, when BBC Scotland been showing of these old matches, like you've got your old Celtic Rangers games, old cup finals and that, see the footage that you're seeing in these games that you've never seen before. I mean, I can only again speak about like the 1991 Scottish Cup final with Motherwell. Obviously, you're seeing all the original BBC footage. The club have put stuff out there, obviously their own cameras and that, which is fine, but you've seen it all 100 times. Whereas obviously the BBC have put it on, you're getting all their interviews with the players on the pitch, which they had access to at the time. You're seeing other scenes for the Bolton Top Bus parade after it. Now, I've seen what I thought was different to see about this cup final just through the family and all that over time, but there's things I had never seen before and things I loved seeing. And even when you watch some of like the Celtic Rangers 9 in a row kind of games and all that, there's a lot of scenes that you don't see, and yet these are such like momentous things that happen in Scottish football and such great things to see. So there is great content there, especially like older stuff that you can do documentaries and these sort of features on and all that. So if there's a channel of their own, rather than what we've got now, where you've got channels that are just interested in, getting your old firm games, getting your Edinburgh derbies, getting Celtic away on a Sunday afternoon, all that stuff. There's so much that could actually be done there, and there are people interested in it. I'm adamant of that.
Yeah, I mean, the footage is all there. We've found that out over the last couple of months. It's probably been one of the positives of the many negatives of this whole thing. One of the positives has been that we've had all this footage and be able to kind of take a trip down memory lane. And I know some of it probably cost quite a lot to get a hold of, but I was doing a wee bit of maths here just in my head, and it's probably maybe an optimistic figure, but if you were to get 100,000 folk to sign up to this, which around the world I would say is doable, paying maybe £10 a month, which again probably a bit more than maybe some folk would pay, but then you're looking at £1 million raised per month straight away. And I know there'd be costs of hiring presenters and filming live matches and all the kind of stuff we're talking about. Of course it would have costs, but if you're raising that amount of money and if it's going to save clubs, then I think that's doable. Obviously Sky will have something to say about it as well, because they're the exclusive rights holders of the league anyway. I think Premier have got the other two cup competitions, so obviously they could have something to say, and it might not even be possible now that they've agreed a TV deal. But if there's, one time when TV contracts and stuff can be altered, then surely it's at the moment to save clubs down the pecking order.
I definitely. The opportunity's there, as Casey said as well. Like, it'd be ridiculous if we didn't try to turn some sort of positive out of all this. The appetite's definitely going to be there from the fans as well. I know obviously a lot's all made about how much, like, by the population in this country, how many people go to football or watch football, support teams. So it's got to be, obviously, I don't know if, like you say, the kind of the costs involved in it. Would there be an opportunity for, like, or a gap there for more kind of fan-led content?
Because there's no shortage of that, is there? I mean, look at us and look at, like, all the other individual fans of clubs, the amount of podcasts there, and podcasts can not easily, but they can be put into video form. Like, there's fans out there who produce stuff. In terms of, the virtual season tickets, I think one of you was talking about earlier, Barrow, do you think that's doable? Could fans almost pay, their season ticket, and you'd almost have, like, you get to see the games if the government allow it, but chances are you won't get to see the games, but we can let you watch them on, the internet or whatever.
It certainly sounds a great idea. But, I wouldn't like to see the absolute arse that our clubs would make a try to do that. You can just see that already, sitting there at 2:45 on a match day trying to get in and it not happening. But especially,
it's a fair point. Like, see Celtic TV. I'll say biggest club in Scotland, certainly richest club in Scotland. And Celtic TV is an absolute nightmare. Every match day you go on their Twitter feed and there's, fans moaning at how bad it is, and that's, as I say, one of the biggest clubs in the country.
But no, I think idea, like, to not be a sceptic about it. It sounds like a great idea. I think the thing that Casey mentioned earlier about, like, the virtual season ticket being your pass to get in sounds absolutely brilliant, because it wouldn't be ideal, but while you're on lockdown and you're not at the house as much and that, if you on a Saturday afternoon, if you could still sit down to watch your team and kind of cheer them on through the telly, it would be the absolute highlight of your weekend still.
I was just thinking there, we could probably trust our clubs, Top Flight especially, to be able to handle this. And then I remembered Ross County accidentally deleted their website a couple of years ago. So, that is what you're up against. But do you think it could work, Casey?
I do think that, but I mean, well, obviously, this is try to get the right idea here, because obviously the virtual season ticket thing's obviously a good shout, absolutely. But in regards to the central pot here that broadcast all the games, would 100% work, because obviously you're not relying on your XYZ's dodgy media team to produce the goods here. Because I know obviously Kelly TV was brought in about a year ago now, just over a year ago, and there's been a lot of teething issues with that. But it's a hard thing to get up and running right away, you know what I mean? So obviously it's going to be a lot of pressure for clubs to go to producing nil to try to broadcast games to everybody. So I think when it comes to the virtual season ticket, it's only really got to work at bigger clubs, I think. Most of the Top Flight should be alright, but to go back to the other point in regards to the kind of central broadcasting pot here, that's a certainty to work, and they've got to every avenue that they can get to get that going, because people are going to pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, it probably needs the bigger clubs, Celtic and Rangers, to take some sort of hit as well with this whole thing, because if you think about it, they are two channels, Rangers TV, Celtic TV, are decent money makers for both clubs, and if an SPFL TV was to develop, chances are that fans would probably choose between the two, and the clubs would maybe lose out on a lot of subscribers. So would they be willing to do that, Craig? And you, as a Rangers fan, would you be willing to see your club maybe give up some of the money they'd make from that to save a lower club that you've probably never seen play?
In terms of if there was to be a kind of central broadcasting.
Aye, so I mean, if Rangers TV was to, I'm not saying to disband it, but if Rangers had to make a decision over what do we go with here, do we choose to back SPFL TV for the greater good of the game, so that we have teams like Annan and Stirling Albion still going in 6 months' time, or are we in it for ourselves because this is a money maker? I mean, do you feel that Celtic and Rangers will have to almost maybe give up money to save clubs going out of business?
Aye, I think it's got to be. I mean, as we've already said, that Rangers and Celtic especially will probably be a lot better off in this whole situation than, well, they will be, than pretty much every other club. I think it should, we can kind of joke about it all we want, but at the end of the day, the most important thing here is that when we do get back to going to football again and going to games, that there's going to be that every club that was there before this all happened is still there. So if that was something that had to happen, I mean, I think most of your decent fans, you couldn't really. It would be. I can't see why they would choose not to support the Rangers and Celtic. Maybe, helping out.
Well, we're obviously sitting here chatting about this kind of stuff because we care about it, and we want to make a podcast and talk about what's going to happen. But do you think at Hampden they're, pondering all this kind of stuff of how to, make money next season, and what's going to be probably the hardest season ever for the majority, if not all, the clubs in Scottish football? They've obviously got I think they've got a media working group, whether multimedia or whatever it's called, broadcasting working group at the moment with, some of the best and biggest names from the various clubs. Do you think they're talking about this kind of stuff, Burrow? Do you think SPFL TV has been mentioned at all?
I doubt it, to be honest. I most of us have our suspicions about how the SFA is really run and all that. I think at the moment they'll probably still be in the kind of firefighting mode. I know that they just ended the season and stuff the other day, but I think their thoughts will still just be kind of all that sort of stuff and just appeasing clubs and that. Now, I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue at all. But I struggle to think that they're actually sitting entertaining the idea like an SPFL TV and that. It sounds too good a solution for them to actually sit and discuss. I would imagine they'll currently be in discussion, maybe trying to, I don't know, maybe trying to fend off Sky and BT for last year, saying, well, whenever I get this old firm, never get that Edinburgh derby, what are you going to do about it? I would imagine they'll have stuff like that to deal with. They'll probably have PFA stuff to deal with, because I know that the release lists and all that are out this week for the clubs, so they'll be looking at a lot of clubs will be trimming their squad and that, so they'll probably be dealing a lot with what they're going to do with players that might need to move into other sort of professions and all that sort of thing. So, I wouldn't think it would be high up their agenda now, if only, but